Hello everybody, here's an updated video. This is an action-packed one, so I'm going to get through this as quickly as possible, that way you guys don't have to listen to me ramble. But there's a couple things I'm going to go over and show you guys that I've gotten in the handheld collection, in the handheld LCD game collection. One game I forgot to add into the previous video that you saw, the previous collection video, and then a bunch of other stuff that I'm going to go over with you guys. So the first game that I have is Turbo Raceway. Now Turbo Raceway is by Radio Shack. Pretty easy game to do. It's pretty much like regular Raceway, just with turbos button. As you see, you got start, turbo, left and right buttons. So that's Turbo Raceway. Next is from Tiger Electronics. It's the Lion King. Okay, I had this as a kid, and you got the left and right buttons over here. Then you got the jump and the pounce or eat button right here. So that's Lion King handheld. Next up, we have Karate King by Tiger. I remember playing this on the bus to summer camp all the time. You have the punch and kick buttons on the left, and then the jump or sway buttons up and down over here. And I remember this guy's face right over here, that little tongue out of his mouth. I remember playing this, and this Popeye-looking guy here, Baldy, over there. But I remember playing this on the way to summer camp on the bus. This one kid always had it, so I grabbed it. Karate King from Tiger. Okay, next handheld game is actually sealed. It's from Tiger, and it's called Wrestling. Okay, not like the normal-looking Tiger handheld games. This is Wrestling. It's sealed, has never been opened, and it says, stage-by-stage excitement, challenge your skill at every level, become champion of your favorite sport, highest performance, maximum score retained. Then you have the pin or fly button over here on the left, and then the grab or push on the right, and an attack or sound button there, and the batteries are included. And on the back shows you screenshots of the game. Video excitement in the palm of your hand with these great new games now available. And it actually shows you different ones. You got Wrestling up top, which is what this is. You have Ninja. Okay, Wrestling says enter the ring armed with 8 wrestling throws and techniques. Ninja says you are a ninja possessing the ninja sword and star. Racing says rip up this road in high-speed racing. Baseball, swing the bat and become a baseball legend. Football, can't really read it because that's in the middle. And then you got Run and Jump. And then there's a whole bunch of stuff here. Okay, collect all 6. So that's sealed Tiger Electronics wrestling game. Next is also sealed LCD pinball. Has never been opened, from Tiger. Okay, you got the flipper and player button on the left, and flipper and level button on the right. And on the back, this is what you got. In-game graphics. Start the game by releasing the first ball. Use the flippers to keep the ball in play. Light up all the bumpers and score bonus. Maximize your score before all balls are used. So, the LCD sealed pinball game. Next up is a sealed copy of Madden 95. I didn't even know Tiger had made this. Madden 95, I grabbed this. This is not something I obviously had as a kid. I didn't even know existed. But this is pretty cool for a handheld. You can play a full 16-game season, play in the playoffs, play in your own offensive and defensive strategies and special games retained feature. So, and then on the back, shows you the graphics of it. I mean, remember, it's an LCD game, but you got, if you choose the full season mode, you must win 10 games in a 16-game season to qualify for the playoffs. For instant gratification, okay, choose the playoff mode and advance directly to the playoffs. On offense, set up a runner or pass play. On this play, it's a pass complete up the middle. He's breaking clear. 1 defender left to beat. And then here, on defense, anticipate the computer's offensive strategy and pursue the ball. Wow, you shot through the middle and pulled down the ball carrier for a loss. So that's that screen. And then on the back, whether on the field or in the broadcast booth, you'll never be able to find anyone who knows football better than John Madden. Now it's your chance to prove that you can play this game. Play his game. Choose your own plays and play with the heart of a champion. On both offense and defense, it's your reputation on the line. Will your team come out throwing, or will you try to control the ball on the ground? What kind of pursuit will you show on defense? Through the course of a season in the playoffs, only the strong and the wise will survive. Special Games Retained feature lets you play all season long without losing your place on the field or in the standings. So that's pretty cool. Madden 95 for the handheld LCD game. Sealed, by the way. Okay, now I'm just going to move a chair over to make this a little easier. I'm in a time crunch, folks, so I apologize for the quality of this. But I got a lot of stuff to go over in a little bit amount of time to do it. Next is not sealed, even though it may look like it. It's called Top Gun from Konami. Okay, this LCD video game can be played by 1 or 2 players. It's Top Gun. You might remember the shape of Konami handhelds, like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and that sort of a thing. But I still have it in its packaging. Rules of engagement. You have player number up top, missile sight, anti-peacekeeping, battle cruiser, remaining F-14s, S-11, S-111 scavenger fighter over there, death chip missile, scoring meter, zone indicator, energy gauge. Alright, and then it says, bogeys, bogeys everywhere. High above hostile waters, your mission is to defend the task force from enemy attack. It's just you against them, and to survive you'll need more than speed and firepower, you'll need guts and instinct. You need to be a Top Gun pilot. Then it gives you directions, how to launch your fighter and everything else. So, pretty cool, had this, played it on the bus on the way to summer camp as well. Top Gun for Konami. Now the next set of games that I'm going to show, I'm not actually keeping. I was on eBay, and while looking up some stuff, and I found this guy called Tim's Dollar Store on eBay, and he had a bunch of games that he was selling for $1. So with shipping and everything else, because I did a major order, it cost me $1.27. So there's one game that I'm actually going to keep, because I figured for $1, even if it's horrible, I'll keep it in my collection. The rest of them I'm just going to try to trade in and see if I can get more than $1.27 per game. You know, at like J Street, one of those types of places. And if I do, I made money on the situation, so it works for me. I try to grab as many what I thought would be worth more than $1 games to trade in, and we'll see what happens. I'll give you an update, guys. I'll give you guys an update on the on how much I got for each one, or if I traded them in, or whatever the case is. But the first game I'm actually going to keep is Sega Superstars Tennis for the Xbox 360. Okay, now this is a weird game. It doesn't even look like it's the regular box for it. It could be, but it also comes with Xbox Live Arcade. Okay, and on the back it says Xbox Live compilation disc. So it's Sega Superstars Tennis, the full game, and then an Xbox Live Arcade CD as well. So that's the one I'm actually going to keep. For $1, I said, what the hell. The next games are either loose carts or they're in their cases, but for the PlayStation 2, High Roller Casino. Okay, you got High Roller Casino. Hopefully I get more than $1 for this. We'll see. Alright. The next game is for the Nintendo Entertainment System, Tag Team Wrestling. Hopefully I get more than $1 for this. We'll see. Next game for the N64 is WWF Warzone. So we have that. Next game for the Super Nintendo is Brunswick World Tournament of Champions, a bowling game. So I said $1. Why not? Never know. Could be worth $2, and then I get double my money. For the DS, you got Brain Age in the case. Okay, show you Brain Age on the back. Now I have this in my collection anyway, but for $1, how can I go wrong? We'll see what happens. And then these are pretty interesting. Some of these I've never even heard of. For the PS1, I've never even heard of them. The first game is by Age Tech. It's called Putter Golf. Alright, and to me it doesn't look like it's, you know, I mean, it's got cartoon characters and such, but for $1, miniature golf was never this wild, so it's a mini golf game. But for $1, maybe it's worth $5, you never know. So I grabbed that. Next is Caesar's Palace 2, 19 games featuring of chance, 19 games of chance. Alright, now I remember this when it came out, obviously. I worked at Funko Land way back in the day, but there's that. Okay. And then you got, here's another one, Pro Pinball Big Race USA. Never heard. I've heard of the Pro Pinball series, but never heard of this actual game. Maybe this is worth more than $1. We'll see. I'll give you guys an update. Okay, the next game is Big Strike Bowling from Gotham Games. Never heard of this. Alright. Cartoonish bowling game. And then the next PS1 game, or the last PS1 game I should say, is called Slots, Actual Casino Slot Machines. Never heard of this in my life. From Mask Games. So, you got the graphics on the back. Okay. So those are those. And then, the last games we have in this little set that I bought, that hopefully will be worth more than what I paid for them, are a lot of Game Boy game, Nintendo DS game, Game Boy Color type games, and I'll just go over a bunch right now. For the original Game Boy Home Alone. Okay. Then we got in protective sleeves, Super Breakout for the Game Boy Color. We got Motocross Maniacs for the original Game Boy. We have Rugrats Time Travelers for the Game Boy Color. We got Tony Hawk's Pro Skater for the Game Boy Color. We got Quest for Camelot for the Game Boy Color. For the DS, we got Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius Attack of the Twinkies, it looks like. Then we got, for the DS, SpongeBob SquarePants Super Sponge. Alright. And then we got, what else we got? This is for the Game Boy Color, Monsters, Inc. For the DS, we have The Ant Bully, based on the movie. For the Game Boy, original Game Boy, The Hunt for Red October with Sean Connery. For the DS, we have Konami Collector Series Arcade Advanced. For SpongeBob, for the DS, SpongeBob SquarePants Creature from the Krusty Krab. So we got that. And a few left. For the DS, we got Backyard Sports Baseball 2007. I'm sorry, guys. I keep telling you these are for the DS. I think they're for the Game Boy Advance. These are all for the Game Boy Advance, not the DS. I apologize. Nicktoons Unite for the Game Boy Advance. And then Duel Masters Kaijudo Showdown for the Advance, Game Boy Advance. So those are them, folks. And the plan is, if I can get more than $1.27 per game, or if I can combined get more than $1.27 per game, then I've pretty much lucked out. So, again, thanks for watching. Any other comments you guys have, please feel free to comment sections below. I got a bunch of stuff going on for you guys on this channel. I got a bunch more videos to come. We haven't even hit we're about 1% done of what I'm going to do. So tell your friends, tell your coworkers, tell whoever you want. Watch my channel, Andy VHB, signing out.